I think there's something you should know about me. I just happen to...
Outstanding. Let's go bowling. Wow!
Hey Aussie gamers and honorary Aussie gamers from around the world, welcome to episode 85. Today is Friday, the 10th of July 2015, and you're listening to the Aussie Gamers Express podcast. The podcast that drives through the night and rockets right up your league. I am your host, LewkOne, and joining me as usual is my great friend, Red. How are you?
I'm great, man. Just the sparkling enthusiasm you bring to this just invokes just utter joy within me.
Oh, it's all fake. I hate video games. I just put on this voice.
Tell me about it.
They suck, don't they? No, I'm just kidding. I absolutely love them. The video games are great. That's why we do this. All right, quickly before we start, here's this week's showing preview. After our game talk, we will go into some news. And in this week's news, we have Rory McIlroy. PGA Tour is now playable. Blizzard Squad Douche news. You know the guy. Gears of War Ultimate Edition. Black Ops 3 pre-orders, calls for a better PSN by its fans, and video games and drugs. After that, what's that sound? And after that, not so frequently asked questions, and this week we'll be covering the God of War series, so we'll get up to speed before the God of War 3 remaster hits out. And after that, we will do Shout and bring the show home for another week. Right, Red.
Yes.
Tell me about your game talk.
In no particular order, but I'll leave the best to last. I picked up The Last of Us again this week and played some multiplayer with my cousin. The old that old chestnut to pay to win, and I have paid a couple of dollars just to get a feel for the new weapons. I think I got a bolt action style rifle. Got a crossbow that that's a purchasable weapon. If you get a hit on, the player will bleed. So that's a new aspect. That's a new aspect to it. And it was because I was wondering why I'll take a hit, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's all well and good, and then it'll keep flashing red and my light's going down. And I'm like, what's going on? Is the game broken? But no, I was informed that there's a new weapon you can buy, so I bought it. I bought the pack because they were like $1.35 or $1.55 each, but you could buy the pack for $4.
Yep.
And I don't use any of the weapons.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, well, I lie. I have used. They've got a burst fire 9mm like handgun.
Oh yeah.
I've used that a few times. That's a bit effective. It's still 5 shots to kill, and with 12 bullets to start off with, you know, if you're efficient, you're a good shot. Then, yeah, it's all well and good. But other than that, I'll just go back to my bow and my revolver and just crafting everything and passing it off to get my score up. So, it was surprising how little amount of time it took to get back into the groove, if you know what I mean. Like the whole run button and listening button on your R1 and L1s, that was a little confusing just for a few seconds. But, yeah, straight back into it, straight back to kicking ass, and it still feels really good. The one thing I will say, I reinstalled it, obviously, and I don't know what's happened, but there was updates upon updates when it first came out and everything like that, but I reinstalled it. The only update I had to do was about 300 megabytes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they had new maps and everything like that they dropped ages ago and whatnot. But there was, only a 300 megabyte update, so I'm like, oh, I'll be able to play that tonight. And I was pretty chuffed about that. So I don't know what happened there, but I thought it was noteworthy.
I don't know, they must have compressed them and consolidated them into one patch for people buying it now. Oh.
Yeah, that probably, it might have been on disc, who knows?
Yeah, on disc DLC?
Plugging away on the Riddler trophies and riddles and everything on Batman. It's basically, other than a New Game Plus playthrough, that's basically all I have to do to complete the initial release, barring DLC, the Harley Quinn one we've got, and the additional Scarecrow stuff that was in-game.
Do you have to do a New Game Plus, do you?
In order for a Platinum, yeah.
Oh, it's one of the trophies. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh, well, look, it's got everything we need. It's got skippable cutscenes, and you don't have to well, you won't have to level up anymore because you basically, if you do the game properly on the first playthrough, you're basically going to have everything at your disposal anyway. So it's just going to be skip cutscene, yep, bash him, yep, skip cutscene, drive here, yep, skip cutscene. So I reckon that'll probably only be a 4 or 5 hour playthrough in all honesty.
Yeah, you could cut it down.
COD, the latest map pack dropped on Advanced Warfare.
Oh yeah, what's that one called?
DLC 3. Hang on. I quickly Google it, but but that offered up a new zombies map, which is my main focus. Bruce Campbell features Bruce Campbell in it.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing about that.
But to those who are savvy and whatnot, would have recognised his voice on the intercom on the first two, when you're talking with Atlas and whatnot. He was already in the game, and me being me, I just wanted to shoot zombies. I really didn't notice, if you will, which is probably blasphemy among the Bruce Campbell lovers of the world. But he makes his debut as a playable character, and he's got all his world-class wit and everything injected into the game. So that was fresh and new, and started a bit of rivalry with the John Malkovich character and everything like that.
Oh yeah.
It's called Supremacy.
Supremacy, yeah, because we've had Havoc, Ascendant, Supremacy is the new one, right?
Yep, absolutely.
And the last one that hasn't been released yet is Reckoning, I've just found.
Yes.
There you go.
There's 4 new maps. I played the maps. The one that sticks out is the Modern Warfare 2 remake of High Rise, I believe it's called.
Is that? Oh, yeah.
The one with the crane outside and everything like that.
The what? Outside?
The crane. You can jump out on the crane arm and everything. Yeah,
that's where everyone used to jump down onto that and do headshots.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, it's a lot easier to get there with a freaking jetpack.
Yeah, it would be.
Or an exo boost instead of trying to time that jump properly and whatnot. So.
No. That's not. You're talking about that massive crane off. Yeah, up the top. Now, no, everyone used to do the headshots on that little platform off the side. Yeah. Used to jump off the side of the building and go down onto the little. It's kind of, I don't know what you would call it, but kind of like a painter's platform or a window washing platform.
Guess what? They still fucking do.
Yeah. Because that's how everyone would do it. I used to think, how are they getting like these nukes and shit, all these high scores? And one day I found there was 2 guys down the bottom, obviously mates, on opposite teams, and they were both on that platform sort of hiding away, just shooting each other in the head and then respawning and running back there. Yeah. That's how they were getting like 30 kills so quickly.
Yeah, it plays really well, plays nice. It's almost a carbon copy, which you'd come to expect with the other remakes of the maps that they've done in the past. So you're running out of spawn, headshot. People still remember their old sitting spots from the old Modern Warfare 2. But I'm actually pretty pleased that there's a Modern Warfare 2 map there, because often they do re-release maps, but it's only affiliated with the Infinity Ward will do theirs, and Treyarch could do theirs. But Sledgehammer have been able to have the ability to recreate an Infinity Ward map, and I think that's good sportsmanship.
Yeah, I like that map too. I was actually really good at that. Was my heyday. I keep saying it. Back Modern Warfare 2. That was when I was fucking Top Gun, and I loved that map. I absolutely loved it. I killed on that so well.
I watched the video that you posted on the page actually when you chucked in the old Modern Warfare game and had a go.
Oh yeah, just last week when I played it on the PS3. Yeah,
showed a bit of dominance there that you speak of. I liked it.
That was all editing, dude. I cut out all the really terrible deaths.
But it reminded me that gun you're using, the Commando.
Oh yeah,
that's my most favourite gun across any Call of Duty game.
Yeah, that's the gun I always used.
That's the bomb.
Yeah.
Moving on, correct me if I'm wrong, Pneuma?
Yeah, Pneuma.
Yeah, pneumonia.
Pneumonia.
It's got a P at the start.
Breath of, what is it?
Breath of Life.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a direct translation, the game which the game alludes to right at the start.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
It's good, isn't it?
Oh my God. I think we both made comment to it. I think you voiced my opinion where a lot of, not a lot, but a fair few of these indie games come out and they've got the puzzle part at heart. That's their core.
Yeah.
And then there's nothing. It's just puzzles after puzzle. But what I'm finding, and I must be getting older, who knows, But the narration and the storytelling, like what I experienced with Bastion and what you've talked about with Gunslinger and stuff like, it really makes it.
Yeah. That would be a fairly run-of-the-mill. Well, it's a good puzzler on its own, but it would be probably 50% of the game that it is without that narration.
It draws your attention.
Yeah, and there's hints. It gives you good hints, so it pays to pay attention to what's being said. Yeah,
it's all a matter of perspective.
Yes.
So a lot of games I play, just to go off the beaten track a little bit, I'm always in a chat party with yourself or with Weeksy and stuff, and 90% of the games, like your Call of Duties and your Last of Us that I get into and everything, like I always have the subtitles on so I don't miss pivotal moments of the game. But this really draws you in. You want to listen to it, you want to experience it, and that invokes the need to play it. You want to play it, you want to see what he's alluding to, and not to burst your little bubble, I think you 100%ed it, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I got all of the trophies.
Did you find it satisfying?
I did. That's the only reason I did it. I mean, I would not put myself through torture just to get trophies. Not anymore. I absolutely enjoyed it.
Yeah. That's a sign of us getting older as well, isn't
it? Sean Thorncliff did a review on it, and he's got a line in his review that I think perfectly explained and summed up what the puzzles are like. I'll just read it out here. Puzzles, although relatively easy for some, may be quite challenging for others, as the player is forced to think outside the box in order to successfully complete them. That's spot on. Like, if you know the solutions to the puzzles, they're pretty easy. But that's the charm. That's the best part about this, because they're easy puzzles, but you've got to stop and think. You can't just look at it and go, okay, this is what you need to do. That's easy. Or it's not something where you're never going to work it out. If you stop, have a look around, listen to what he's saying to you, the Numa, the character, as he has the voiceover, listen to what he says, look at your environment, and just try things, and you eventually work it out. And it's one of those games where you don't need to be a rocket scientist, but anyone can work out, and when you do work it out, you feel quite intelligent. You think, wow.
Yeah, you do. You feel quite empowered, hey?
Yeah. It's a brilliant game. Absolutely amazing.
So if the trophies are anything to go by, I'm 50% of the way through the game, and well chuffed with every experience I've had so far. And as I said, this is not a red style game. It's not something I traditionally play. I normally avoid, like the plague sort of thing, because it was only a matter of perception. That's me only selling it short. You shouldn't judge a book by its cover, the age-old bloody saying. But just these little games, these indie games and whatnot lately are really sparking my interest. And this is just another one that's brilliantly well done. The scenery is beautiful. It's inviting, but it's almost all, how do I put it? Player determined sort of thing. Like you're moving stuff around, but just the way he introduces it, and you're walking through like a blank canvas, and then you think to yourself, oh, this just kind of reminded me of Black Swan. That's a nice little touch that had. And then you'd walk out and he goes,
do you mean the unfinished one?
The unfinished one. What did I say?
Black Swan.
The Black Swan. Yeah, shit movie. And but he moves into the next room and he goes, gold. God should be covered in gold and surrounded by gold. And then it just pretties up and, look, for something that's and it's a true first person aspect, isn't it? Because to the point where you, not to give too much away, but your eyeballs can control and maneuver stuff.
That's what the puzzles are like. I mean, I suppose you could give away a couple of the puzzles, but there's puzzles in there where you'll have to look at a certain thing to open up a door, but it might make it so you can't exactly just walk through the door while you're looking at it. So you'll have to work out a way to be looking at something long enough to be able to get through the door, because once you move, it'll start closing and things like that. There are puzzles like that. There's a whole plethora. And the puzzles I felt weren't overly repeated. Like there were a couple of the looking ones, but the variety that they've used in the game of different types of puzzle was very satisfying. So you didn't feel like, oh, another one of these puzzles again. It didn't really ever feel like that.
No, very much held its own, and yeah, very chuffed to have played it and experienced that. Definitely one I'll go back and finish off because, as I said, it has that draw factor. It really pulled me in, and yeah, I don't know. As I said, I keep alluding to, we must be getting older, man. These things have got a real sparkle or a zing that you need that solid head and the mature head to approach them and fully appreciate them. And yeah, hit it out of the park. I really did appreciate the experience and look forward to finishing it off.
And what I would liken it to, the actual attitude of the game is quite similar to Portal, the Wheatley character. I suppose it has a lot to do with the little like partial English accent to the guy, but
yeah.
But that kind of sort of light-hearted sort of commentary, and Sean says like Thomas was alone, same sort of thing, and it adds a lot to it, and there's a good storyline to it. As in Thomas was alone. Thomas was alone would be just a simple platforming game, but the narration over the top adds the element of a story, which makes you want to finish it. Because it's very easy for me to play a puzzler and go, oh, all right, I've had enough of this now. But the narration and the story behind it keep you wanting to go, because you want to find out what happens. And it's got a good ending.
Oh, good.
It's a good, it's a real good game. I'm very, very happy and pleased to have played it. Now, this has been out for quite a while. I think it's been on Xbox and PC and all that. It's only just come to PlayStation 4. So,
yeah, very, very well done.
Good game.
And it's taken a lot to drag me from Batman. Just the drive to give it the respect it deserves and finish it and have every attempt at the platinum, because as you said, we don't play for trophies per se anymore, but you come across these games that they deserve your attention and you owe it to yourself, the amount of fun that you've had with it, to complete it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But and that's like a good wife, you know. You dedicate yourself to a good wife and happy wife, happy life. But there's also that little thing on the side, that little thing draws you away. And yeah, my dirty little confession this week is Rocket League.
Ah, yes.
Oh my God, it's simple, it's fun.
Told you when I played the beta. Told you it would be a hit. It'd be a winner. Top game.
100% action, speed, and fluency. It's everything you want in a mistress. So, oh my God, the amount of fun I've had. It's so simply put, and it's not too over the top difficult. You know, the things you pull off, you go, wow, how did that happen? Or I bet you can't recreate that. Like I got a cross in last night, a big bloody cross from down an our goal, and the ball was about to land on my head. So I done a bicycle kick and I put it in the goals, and it's like, oh my God. You know, you get all this experience. So I saved the video or the replay on that, and yeah, what a game! And I'm going to be well consumed in it. And I'm just really looking forward to they've got a little thing on the main menu that comes up that says it's practice mode at the moment with the ranked play, but there's going to be a league
yeah,
that comes up starting next month.
I guess for people that don't know, haven't played it, Rocket League it's essentially soccer in remote control cars.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
So there's 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3 style games. You can do private lobbies if you wish as well. And it's, basically you're in a little indoor arena, and you've got a big ball that's probably 2.5 times the size of your cars, and you just got to kick the ball around by running into it and get it into your goal. Yep. Just like soccer. And it's really, really fun.
I'll get your opinion on this also. I don't know whether it's a PS Plus title. I reckon you're going to have to attribute a lot to it, the fact that it's a PS Plus title. But it has like an online counter, and it tells you how many people are online, and because you can go in and select whether you want to play 1v1, 2, 3, 4v4, and all ranked. But every time you pick one of those, it'll tell you how many people are actually active in that game mode.
Yeah.
And it's flooded. There's lots. You literally are waiting 10, 15, 20 seconds max for a game.
Yeah, well, it is a big game. Even when it was in beta, there was constant calls for the game. Like on Reddit, There was a massive Reddit presence with people posting, videos and clips and comments about how they love the game. So it's quite good. Look, it wasn't originally going to be a PS Plus game, but apparently Sony were that keen to get it on PS Plus that they gave them quite an offer they couldn't refuse to have it as part of PS Plus, and they were the developers were quite chuffed. But,
yeah, well, I'm just waiting for them to put up some form of DLC, whether it be cars or a skin for a ball. I don't care. Anything cosmetic, I will donate some money to this game as soon as that becomes available. Not necessarily for the fact that I want something looking pretty or anything like that, just to give something back to say thanks. Like obviously they've been reimbursed by PlayStation, and you would think that it's going to be a hefty bloody sum, considering you'd probably be looking in the vicinity of $20 for a game like this.
Well, I think it is. It's $20 if you're not a Plus member.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, actually, I'll double check that.
It's almost pointless without PS Plus, though, because 99% of the fun is bloody online play.
Well, that's a good point. Without PS Plus, you probably can't even play it.
You got your standard bloody championship mode, but that's only going to suffice for so long playing against AI. But what I do like, you're playing a 3v3 and someone gets the shits and rage quits, it drops in an AI straight away, and probably within 30 seconds you've got another player jumping into your game that's searching for the game. It's fluent, and I don't know, I can't pick faults with it other than the fact that the reports of it overheating if you stay in your main menu and whatnot. I personally haven't experienced that because I actually don't sit at menus, I play games.
Mm-hmm. So we'll have to ask Sean if he's had any problems with it.
Lucky Destiny didn't do it, eh?
Yeah, that's it. Once it's no longer on PS Plus, it'll be $29.95. So it's probably $19.95 in every other country.
Worth every cent.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd have paid for it. I was ready to pay for it, but
yeah.
It's just that
was just off your recommendation.
Deal. Yeah, but believe it or not, it's kind of off topic. But I was talking about Rocket League to a guy at my work just last night, and I was telling him, I said, "Oh yeah, the Rocket League's out on the free games on the PlayStation." And I said, "Oh, you're a PS Plus member, aren't you?" And he goes, "Yeah, so I can play online." I'm like, "Oh, did you get the Rocket League, the free game for this month?" And he goes, "What are you talking about?"
Oh no!
I said, "The Rocket League, it's part of PS Plus." He's like, "What?" He's had PS Plus for probably the last 6 months, had no idea there were free games on it.
Oh, he obviously subscribes to another well-known bloody Facebook page that we know of.
Yeah, well, yeah.
He's well informed.
I said, "Are you kidding? You're missing out on like up to 3 games every month for nothing." I think it's 4 PS4 games this month.
Yeah.
Because of the cross-play. But, he had no idea. I said, "Well, there you go. You're welcome. You can have that one for free."
Yeah, install it so we got someone else's ass to kick.
Yeah. But, he's I think what you would call a filthy casual.
Filthy casual. I suppose getting a paycheck makes you have to socialise with people like that. You're forgiven.
Yeah. Oh well, he might be into it now. He loves his Battlefield Hardline and shit like that. So, hey Miles, if you're listening, hello. Talking about you douchebag. How did you not know about free games?
But yeah, that sums up my exciting week. I've really enjoyed every game I've played this week. In all honesty, something it's not off topic. It's a game. I got a new game on my phone. It's called Z Fighter Legend, and that won't give much away. But it's a Dragon Ball Z card collecting, bashing up sort of game, and it's really involved actually. But yeah, I've been having a crack at that lately, so all you
awesome.
Dragon Ball Z fanatics out there, just check it out on your phone.
Thanks to you, I won't accidentally download that game.
Yeah, so I'm highly anticipating the next movie in cinemas next month and then the new series, and that's enough about Dragon Ball Z because I'm enough of a nerd to be playing as many games as I do.
Yeah, because Dragon Ball Z sucks.
Oh,
Eat a dick, Nick. I know you're listening.
Goku sucks dick, man.
In his Kamehameha move or whatever it's called.
Yeah, you get pretty close. So yeah, over to you, our fearless leader. What have you been doing?
Batman Arkham Knight, same as yourself, just cleaning up all the side missions, and oh my god, they just hand out the upgrade points, don't they? Those Riddler
yeah.
missions and stuff.
Now you can understand the photo I took where I had bloody 60-odd bloody upgrade points to spend.
Yeah, I played for probably about an hour without even realising. Went in and I had like around 60-odd of the things. I'm like, oh my God. Because when you finish a mission, not all of them just give you one. Some of them give you 3.
3, yeah, absolutely. And especially stuff like the Catwoman, you go through and do all hers. And if you don't spend an upgrade, you get there's 20, I think, or 22 just for doing her stuff, or Riddler stuff, including Catwoman.
Yeah. Well, there's a Batman, or not a Batman, sorry, a Batgirl DLC coming out soon, in a week, I think.
Looks good.
Coming out, part of the season pass. So I might have a look into that. I still haven't done the Harley Quinn and the Scarecrow Nightmare missions yet, so I've got plenty to do on that. I think I'm about 60-something% full game completion. So I'll be playing that a little bit more tonight as well. Drive Club, I've been playing the full version of that. That's a really good game.
Solid, isn't it?
It is. Solid's probably not the word for it, considering the online servers are still shit because they just drop out and then it won't connect for 10 minutes, so you can't get your times and other people's times, and you can't do club or online stuff. The online multiplayer is still a bit broken, which is a shame. But the game itself, so the people that made the game did a really good job, because I think I said it last week, it's a perfect halfway between a proper simulator and a good arcade game, and it's halfway through there, which is probably where I really like to be in racing games.
Me too. And we've had a good comment that I should mention from Snoogans. He goes, because he's playing Project Cars at the moment, talking to racing games, and he's loving it because that is a little bit more of the simulator style where you can upgrade shit and whatnot. But he says Drive Club looks better. He goes, it's a much prettier game and everything like that. So when I say solid, I probably should more say it's a solid one-player experience.
Yeah. I'll just correct you a bit there. I think I recall Snoogan saying that you can't upgrade your cars, but you can tweak your cars.
Ah, okay, yeah.
So I don't think you can't put like a bigger turbo on, but you might be able to
gear ratios and aerodynamics.
Yeah, stuff like that. I think, which is cool. Sounds good.
Yep.
I play more Splatoon on the Wii U. That's always
you're addicted.
Yeah, I love Splatoon, man. It's a really good game, and it's it doesn't have voice chat, doesn't have online chat, which for me great, because I don't want to talk to the pain in the ass rude pricks. Mind you, everyone on there probably doesn't speak English anyway, because as I said, about 95% of everyone on there is Japanese, so I don't know if they speak English or not, but you don't get any of that chatter over the top, because that's annoying. And I'm not in a party or anything, so you'd have to just hear all the kids yelling at each other, which you don't have to put up with because Nintendo don't have that feature in the game. But it's quite good. I think probably the most interesting part of the fact that Splatoon exists is that it's probably the first time in a very long time that Nintendo have put out a brand new IP that is a shooter and doesn't have Mario in it. And it's successful. So that's it's an amazing game. I mean, the focus of the game isn't really shooting other people, although you can shoot them, splatter them, not kill them. But the main focus is shooting the map, not other people. There's a couple of new maps coming and new game modes, which I'm really looking forward to, which are apparently not DLC, or they are DLC, I should say, but they're free DLC. They're not something you're going to have to buy, which is really appreciated. Numa, which, as we've already talked about, I got 100% of the trophies in that because I really enjoyed it. I think it probably overall took me, I'd have to guess here, I'm only sort of trying to work out how long it took. I think it took me maybe 4-5 hours. Maybe, I don't know. I know that for a fact that if I played it through knowing the puzzle solutions, I could probably finish it within the hour. But obviously a bit of time in walking around, looking around at the areas, trying to work out the puzzles is where your gameplay comes from, which is quite good. Actually,
quick question.
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt. Are all trophies unmissable, or did you have to actually go out and look to succeed at a few of them?
To succeed at sorry,
to achieve them, or did they just happen through natural progression of the game?
No, the vast majority will be natural progression. They're just you get the trophy for finishing that level.
Yep.
But there are trophies that will require you to quit the game and use the level select. So when it comes to the non-progression trophies, don't do them until you finish the game. Because there are trophies in it that you literally can't do in a playthrough. It's impossible. Because there's something in order. You have to do something, say, in Chapter 4 first. Then you have to do something in Chapter 1. And if you do it in the other order, it doesn't work.
No bingo.
Yeah, so if you use the chapter select while you're playing your playthrough, it'll copy over your save. So when you hit continue, you won't be where you're up to. So don't worry about any of those trophies. Don't red mode. Play the game, play the story, finish the game. That'll take you to about, I think, 60 or 70%. Then there's about 4, I think, trophies to get 100%. I think, but I'm only just guessing. It's roughly about that anyway. But there is one trophy on there that I had to use a guide. I don't think I ever would have worked it out. Yeah, it'd be just that one. I think that. Yeah, I don't even think if somebody told me, play on this level, there's a trophy on there, you have to work out what to do and how to do it. I don't think in a million years I would have ever got it. Some people would, but I'm just not geared that way. I just would not have ever really thought of doing that. But anyway, move on. Prototype 2. I tried that. I didn't actually realise that I had that game. I actually don't think I do. What I'm thinking...
PS Plus?
I don't think it was a PS Plus game. I think because, you know how Thorncliff and I, you do the thing with the PS3, you can have
multiple.
2 or 3 PS3s on an account.
Yeah.
So I think Thorncliff purchased that, and that's why it was available for me to download and play. I think.
That's been hailed as the world's easiest platinum too.
Yeah, well, that's why I think Sean was the one that bought it.
But I didn't realise they gave platinums away for completing tutorials.
I don't know, maybe they do. It is handing out the trophies like lollies at a Christmas party. But I think you've got to play through it on hard, but I think that's the type of game that you'll be just a massive boss once you level everything up. It's a little bit dated, but it's not horrible. The controls are still good.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I didn't mind it. Like, it's quite fun how you can just run up the side of buildings, jump and glide. You know, I got as far as getting my first add-on ability where I had these big ass claws.
Yep.
And I've played the first one, and that brought back some good memories. That game, the first one came out pretty much alongside of Infamous. But I think Infamous took a bit of its thunder because it was a better game. But in saying that, Prototype gives you the ability to feel like a real super strong motherfucker. Because I remember in the first one, I would imagine the same thing will be available in the second one once you upgrade, but you can run at bullshit speed, and if you hit cars or cars run into you, they just bounce off like they were toys because you're just that boss.
That's the spirit. So
yeah, you're just a massive tank, and it's a game that really wants you to keep moving. If you stand still too long, they're going to shoot you and you're going to die. But if you keep moving, you're almost unstoppable. It's awesome. So good game. Been playing that on the PS3. I gave Styx Master of Shadows a go on the PlayStation 4, being a PS Plus game for this month. I've got a hair in my throat. Oh, someone's pubes. Have you tried that yet?
No, not as yet. I'm still skeptical on everything I've heard about it, so I'm very interested to see what you've got to say about it.
I remember when that came out, you wanted to play it, but the reviews turned you off it. But I've played it. I can see what they're talking about in the reviews. The combat's not really that great, but it's not terrible. I don't think it's too bad a game. I didn't play it for very long. I probably put maybe half an hour, 45 minutes into it. And that'll be a decent game to come to once you've got some spare time and don't really have anything else to play. I think it'll be a decent playthrough. The voice acting is pretty decent. The animations are all right. It's got some cool like climbing abilities and stuff like that, kind of reminiscent of one of the older Prince of Persia games.
Oh yeah, nice.
So you can climb up onto handholds and jump up from above, assassinate, kill people, pick up their bodies, hide them in cupboards so they don't get seen. It's pretty violent. Like I snuck up behind one of the enemies, and what he does is he grabs him, pulls him to the ground, and then just stabs him a few times in the neck.
Gets it done.
Yeah, pretty brutal for a kind of a funky looking art style game, but yeah, it's not bad. It's
because it's being quoted as the spiritual predecessor of Orcs and Men.
Oh, okay.
And I've heard things about that, but not played that either. So we'll see.
Yeah, give it a go. It's not too bad. I tried out that Mousecraft, I think it's called.
Really? The screenshots turned me off.
Oh man, it's Lemmings with mice.
It is.
Yeah, that's all it is, man. It's if you're a fan of Lemmings, that type of game, that's exactly what it is. The only difference is you're a sort of it's like a god figure putting down the little obstacles for them to climb up, rather than the lemmings themselves putting the stuff down when you select them. So that's the only real difference. And it's the graphics are nice, the 3D graphics, and it plays quite. The controls are a bit weird. Sometimes they don't work, and I can't work out if I'm doing something wrong or if it's broken. It happened a couple of times where I couldn't select things, but it could be just me doing it wrong. But I don't know.
No, we'll go with broken.
Yeah, it's fucked. That about covers my week, though. That's it.
Yeah, it sounds like we both pretty much had a 10 out of 10 week.
Yeah, played some good games.
Game.
Smashed them in there in a small amount of time, but there's plenty more games to play. I can't wait to get back into them. But that'll do for Game Talk. How about we move on to news? Oh, hang on, wait. Before we go into news, Red, do you need to wee?
No, I don't need to wee this week, thanks,
Okay,
Copper.
Fantastic then. Let's go into this week's news. All right, first up in the news, play Rory McIlroy PGA Tour now. Do you know how you can do that, considering it hasn't been released yet?
If I was to have an educated guess, I would say hands and knees for the EA CEO.
What? Oh.
EADC CEO or PGA. Acronyms.
Yeah, too many acronyms. No, but if you have an Xbox One and you have an EA Access membership, you can play it now. So let me just read this thing out. Read this thing out. Can't speak. How can I read? Try the all-new Rory McIlroy PGA Tour and EA Access and compete head-to-head with users from around the world. Play for 10 hours any way you want. Plus, as an EA Access member, you also have access to a whole bunch of other games as well, like FIFA 15, Madden, NFL 15, Titanfall, and a few extras. But basically, the entire game is unlocked for 10 hours for you to play for free right now if you're an EA Access member. So download the game, play it online, against your mates, any of the thingies that are open to you, whatever is on there. I haven't played it yet, mind you, because this has only been announced hours ago, so I haven't downloaded it yet. But yeah, for 10 hours too. Normally I would expect if they were going to give you a full game preview that you'd get an hour or two. a full 10 hours is pretty decent.
Yeah, it's a good couple of sessions, isn't it?
Yeah, you get a good go out of that. That's all right. I mean, like, if that, like, I think Sean has it. He could essentially just play it for 10 hours and won't have to pay a cent.
You get a drive in and another 9 hours will be on the bloody main menu.
Main menu. That's it. But yeah, so if you've got an Xbox One and you're a EA Access member or want to become one, it's about $40 for the year or about $6 a month. So,
Titanfall pays for that because it was only last week you were saying the season pass is available for nothing now.
Yeah, so you can get the entire Titanfall game free to play with all of the DLC as well. So it's very, very worth it. Look, there's, like I said, FIFA 15 and 14 are on there. You've got also the hockey games. What are they called?
Yeah,
NHL 15 is on there. UFC's on there. So Madden 15, also Madden 25 is on there. There's a Need for Speed game. Is it Rivals?
Yep.
Yeah, that's on there. There's a whole bunch of games on there free. So it's basically like PS Plus, but they don't. Well, they haven't yet. They haven't removed any games. It's all just added to.
Yeah, well, Dragon Age Inquisition slated to be one of the next biggest title to hit there as well. Yeah,
that's right. That's coming very soon. So yeah, it's very worth it for an extra $40 a year.
From what you've just said, though, you're looking at about $2.50 a game with the current library for a year subscription.
Yep, and you do not need a gold subscription to play these games. You will need a gold subscription to play those games online. But if it's a single-player game or something like that and you don't have gold, you can still play it.
Well done, Microsoft. Touche.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers.
Good job. All right, Red, what's your next news?
The Lizard Squad, the one we're all dreading to hear from, but we like hearing about.
Oh, that cute little looking bloody...
Dickhead.
What are they called? Fucking... when they're all white?
Aryan, or KKK.
What? No.
Oh, albino.
Albino, yeah, that's it. He looks like a weird albino inbred fucking Lannister-looking motherfucker.
Yeah, I was just going all racial on him. He's been found guilty of a couple of charges. I think they total to about 50,700 computer crime charges.
How do they calculate that? Really?
Oh, I don't know.
Is it per gigabyte or something?
Oh, Jesus. Not enough. Anyway, so he has been found guilty. He's Finnish. So he's not Stardish, he's Finnish. He's 17 years old. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Julius Kizamaki, known as Ezekiel. And as you said, we've seen his mugshot the last time that someone got busted. It was that cue ball looking dude, and so he's been found guilty, and he's going to serve somewhat of a suspended sentence that entails no jail time.
Yeah. Then
they say that could be due to his age, or probably, I'd say, the lack of conviction for crimes like this, in all honesty.
Yeah, it's a precedent, isn't it? Like it's probably...
there is no precedent in place, you're right.
Yeah. I would dare say if it became a bigger thing and more convictions, it would probably, the community would have arse of it and just demand bigger sentencing.
Yeah, and of course, as we all know, he was he took a lot of the heat for bringing down the plane that John Smedley was on. Smedley?
Yeah, well, by bringing down, forcing it to land.
Oh, forcing it to land.
He didn't kill anyone.
Yeah, nah. Yeah, my bad. And he's, through Twitter, John Smedley, he launched a massive verbal attack against them and against him, and just the ludicrous punishment that he received. And a lot of people are out there calling for the parents to be punished, or to take some form of responsibility for it. And then you've got I won't say do-gooders, because that's a bit bloody negative, but the do-gooders out there are saying that it's not the parents' fault. What could they be responsible for? My answer to that's easy. They pay the internet bill. You know, there becomes a certain amount of responsibility when you're enabling a kid. You know, we could go into heaps of things about violence on the streets and kids being able to walk around, but that's for a different podcast called Who Fucking Cares? But Yeah, look, at the end of the day, he's been convicted, so maybe it might start a snowball effect where people actually can get a bit more busted for it, because, let's face it, there's nothing positive to come from it except for these guys' self-esteem and, well, in the theme of what's been going on the last week, people just want to see the world burn. So, as from Bane, or from Batman. So yeah, nothing a lot has come from it, but let's hope it does, if not deter, build a stronger basis for fight against cybercrime. So
yeah, well, I hope so. I mean, it's annoying when like these DDoS attacks happen when it affects my life anyway. I mean, it's horrible that it happens to anyone, like especially with Smedley. He's the CEO for PlayStation, is that right?
Was.
So it was, not anymore.
No. PlayStation Online he was, yes. And,
right,
yeah.
But yeah, it's annoying when you can't get online and chat and play with your mates just because some douchebag thinks he's cool and press enter.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, so look, hopefully, you know what I want? I want some street justice. I want that anonymous group or what's his name?
Yeah.
Kim.com. You go and take up the difference and make his life a living hell. That'd be funny.
Yeah, I'm down for that. Yeah, you don't want to piss off Anonymous, do you?
No, they'll take you down. But they seem like the nice guy vigilante type.
Yeah, but with a whole lot more power than they probably deserve.
Yeah, probably. Well, anyway.
Because last thing I seen, they were bloody outing pedophiles.
Oh.
And kiddie porn. And, that's a real Batman, isn't it?
That's it. They should get the information and send it to the cops, but...
Yeah.
Alright, next up in the news. We're laughing for reasons that nobody will ever know. Gears of War Ultimate Edition won't include Horde mode. So Horde mode's not going to be included because they didn't want to turn it into one of its sequels. Horde mode, as we all know, was added to Gears of War 2. Shut up, Red.
Yeah, and due to lacking enemy numbers, it's not going to be available on number 1.
That's right. They didn't want to add it to the Ultimate Edition because apparently the amount of enemies would have made it a bit stale and boring, which is fine by my opinion. I'm very happy with that.
So staying true to form, that doesn't upset you at all, would it? Really?
No.
The fact that it didn't have it to start off with, so it almost beckons a question why they're coming out and saying that it's not going to have it at all.
Well, that's it. I mean, why tell us about things you're not going to add that we probably wouldn't have expected anyway? But they are telling us that they are adding some features from Gears of War 3 into the Ultimate Edition for the first one. It's nothing major, but it probably will be a bit of a game changer for the online multiplayer. But you're kind of like in Battlefield, how you can tag an enemy.
Oh, yeah.
It's called spotting. You can do that. You couldn't do that in the original Gears of War. That was a Gears of War 3 thing, but it will be in the Ultimate Edition. So that's a new mechanic for that. But no Horde mode. I liked the Horde mode. That was cool.
Yeah. Could you do it in co-op?
Yes.
Even better.
Yeah. That was probably the only way to go half decent at it, because it did ramp up pretty hard. It was one of the achievements where you had to get to like level 50 or some shit, which would take a very long time. It was kind of like zombies.
Yep.
But, so look, that's fair enough. If you're wondering why we're laughing, I'll give a bit of a spoiler away. I originally thought that I'd completely forgotten that Horde mode wasn't in the original Gears of War, and I thought they were taking it out, but that's not the case.
You've been caught up in clickbait.
Yeah. Me? No, it wasn't clickbait. I just didn't do my research properly and made the mistake. And previous to me learning what it actually the case is, I had a very different opinion.
That will forever remain a mystery to everyone but me.
Yeah, that's right. But so yeah, that's coming out soon. So I think it's this month. I don't have that date handy. I don't even know if there was a date, but it is soon anyway. Coming to the Xbox One, basically a remaster of the original Gears of War. So I'm very excited to that, and I look forward to playing that. Oh, and Red,
Yeah, man.
with a bit of luck, if they release Gears of War backwards compatibility on the Xbox One as well, so you can play the original one, you and I will be able to co-op that because I'll essentially have 2 Xbox 360s now.
Oh, duh.
So I could probably pick up another copy of Gears of War for probably $10.
Peanuts, yeah.
Play that. You can jump on the Xbox One or the Xbox 360. I can jump on the other one, and it's essentially you've got two consoles.
Oh, I know someone's couch I'll be visiting soon.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm just thinking hopefully by October, when you're coming to Sydney, they'll have backwards compatibility for Gears of War. That'd be cool. That's just a hope. I don't know if that is going to happen, but if it does, we'll be able to do it on 2 consoles rather than split screen it.
Yay.
So either way, we'll give the split screen a go. But that's it. Yeah, so no Horde mode, which wasn't there in the first place anyway. So don't get upset. Red!
Save me!
Move on!
So the Black Ops 3 pre-orders, plural, have been listed with here in Australia, obviously EB and whatnot, but they've been detailed as to what you can get in certain pre-orders. So we're looking at about $289. You can get the Juggernog edition. For those who are seemingly uneducated, what Juggernog is, it's your health perk that you can get in zombies that gives you extra hits before you go down.
Okay.
And so all your perks are always dispensed in these drink machines where they had their own little tunes and their own colours and everything like that. And you go up, you pay your points, and you drink what look like a bottle of Coke, like a bottle of soft drink, and then you've got your perk. So that's hence the Juggernog edition, and it come with a fridge. Wicked. And it had lights that lit up, and it has audio from the game, which would be your Juggernog song and everything like that. And it holds up to 12-ounce cans, and so I've done the Google for us. So 12-ounce cans are 350ml cans.
Oh, so it's a big fridge.
Yeah,
like a mini bar fridge.
Mini bar fridge, yeah.
Oh, what? How much? Oh, sorry, keep going. I'll save the questions to after the show. Go.
Where were we? On our page, because it was dropped on our page by Snoogan, thank you. So, and it also come with Perca-Cola coasters with their tin, so drink coasters, a season pass, a collectible steelbook, limited edition concept art cards, which they actually do look pretty cool, a pre-order bonus of the Giant, being the title of a bonus in-game zombie map, 3 in-game personalization packs being camos, reticles and calling cards, and the official game DLC soundtrack. So, and I think that's sold out, FYI, first 10 minutes at EB, so we'll wait for a second influx of those, but that was going for approximately $280.
What, with the fridge?
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
Holds 12 cans? I'm trying to picture how big this thing is.
Probably a bar-sized little bastard. But it'll be made look bigger with all its gear on the outside.
That's really cheap. Wow.
$300.
I thought that would be one of those really tiny USB fridges that you can plug into your computer and holds 1 can.
Nah, this is a decent size looking thing, actually.
Yeah.
And I'll quickly move on to the hardened edition. Now, just keep in mind my point of view when I go on to explain this. I've bought the hardened edition for every Call of Duty from Modern Warfare 2, apart from Advanced Warfare, because I was one of those, oh no, I'm not going to get COD this year after Ghost. Ended up getting COD, playing it too much as per usual. Bought all the DLC separately, so they have made their money from me. But I've got it here, actually, the complete list. So this is a hardened edition, is what's entailed in that. The collectible steelbook, the concept cards, the zombie map, 2 personalization packs for your in-game weapons, and the official game DLC. Now, there's one big thing missing from here that has been in every other hardened edition that I've purchased, and that's the season pass. It kind of pisses me a little bit, because what's the point of pre-ordering this? Or a zombies map that they'll turn around and do like they did in Black Ops 2 and just freaking give it to you anyway, and it's a ghost town there because actually no one ever plays these pre-ordered maps that you get. Right, there was one in Ghost, and there's one in Advanced Warfare, Atlas something. No one plays it. No, you got to go into a special playlist in order to have it, be able to play it. It's not normal rotation. What's the point? And so, but normally I'd pay $150 for the hardened editions, and to come with a steelbook case, and you get your soundtrack and the game and the season pass for $150. Well, they've dropped the price to $110 and omitted the season pass. So essentially, you pre-order, you give them the money early, you buy the season pass, and it's going to cost me $180.
Yeah. Because
Well,
those season passes are creeping up in price, aren't they?
Yeah, well, they are. But the thing is, the consistency of Call of Duty, it's always been $69. You know, or $22 for individual. Or $29.
I remember I bought a map pack for Call of Duty Modern Warfare, or it might have been Modern Warfare 2.
Yep.
For $10.
Yeah, well, that's what they should be, but they're never going to do that anymore these days. But as for the season pass, I don't mind that. I don't mind $60 for a season pass, because you know you're going to get 16 maps, multiplayer maps, and you're going to get X amount of zombie content, so probably 4 extra zombie maps. That's $15 a drop. That's money well spent. But for $180, when all I'm truly interested in is the Blu-ray disc that the game is freaking printed on, or the DRM, so you can download the rest, and and the season pass, I'm now going to flick off these art cards and the extra DLC bonuses and the steelbook, and I'm just going to go buy the standard edition from Target for $69, and then fork out my $60 for the season pass, and essentially pay $10 more than what the hardened edition is.
Yeah.
Because I will. Pre-order and get beta access. Whoa, well, you can go and put down a $10 bloody pre-order now, get your beta code, and then go get your money back.
Yeah, look, I'll definitely buy the game, but the last 2 years I've only ever bought the first map pack, and that's it.
Yeah, well, you've done it this one as well, and there was nothing on there that completely wowed you either, did it?
No.
So the beta will begin for the Black Ops 3 multiplayer on the 19th of August, so I'll probably have access to that by then.
You pre-ordering?
Well, I'll tell you, real sneaky, don't share this with your friends that work at EB. I'll pre-order it. I'll pre-order it for $69, same as I'm going to do with Fallout 4. I'll go down and put $70 on each game.
Right.
And when it comes out, I'll ask them to price match Target, or I'll get a refund.
Yeah, fair enough.
So yes, I will be pre-ordering. Just basically, that's the only thing. Like, I'm not interested in the pre-order to get this bonus, that bonus, this. But I believe we should, as a community, as Aussie gamers, have a few of us that are at least playing the Call of Duty beta, so we can have finger on the pulse sort of information for the likes of this podcast. There you go. That's Black Ops 3 detailed to date.
There you go. All right, we'll go on for my last piece of news here. PlayStation fans calling for a better PlayStation Network experience, and I think you probably might agree with this. There's a couple of things on the PSN that haven't been delivered upon that were kind of promised a long time ago, and a couple of problems that are sort of niggling away at the PSN experience that just need to be fixed, and it doesn't look like they're doing anything about it quick enough. There's even been a website set up by these fans called betterpsn.com. So if you go to www.betterpsn.com, there's like a list of things that everybody wants fixed, and I read through some of them and I agree totally. I even added a couple of my own to this list that I've got here. So here's a couple that were on the website, betterpsn.com. Online/offline invisibility, the ability to change your status. So if you want to be online and play games, but let's just say that you've chucked a sickie.
Yep.
And you want to stay home and play Black Ops 3 or Arkham Knight, but you don't want your boss to be able to jump on and see that you're actually at home playing video games. You want the ability to just put yourself appearing as offline, as opposed to actually disconnecting from the network. That would be a really neat ability, especially if you're at home and your missus is watching Netflix. You could get in trouble. Also, better friends list functionality with nicknames, grouping by categories, games, and relationship. Now, this is something that I've mentioned in the past, like a favourites list.
Yep.
So, like
Weeks can be at the top.
That's the thing, because I've got... There's obviously the group of Aussie gamers that we always play with, and it's a pain in the ass because one of our friends happened to be named Zach Weeks. Zed being all the way at the bottom of my friends list, it's a pain in the ass having to scroll all the way down to invite him to the party. And he's on the bottom for all of us, naturally. But if we had like a favourites list, so you can just go invite favourites to party, and it would just send an invite to all of your favourites, and they can join if they want to or not. That would be a really neat feature. The Xbox One has that feature.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, it has like a favourites thing. So you've got all your friends, but you can put there's like a preferred list, which is quite cool, and it'll give you more information about that preferred list. So instead of telling everybody that comes online that they're online, like a pop-up saying, Feral Dave is online, instead of having everybody come up with a notification, only people on your favourites list will pop up when they're online. So you don't have every 2 second bloop, this person's online, bloop, this person's online, bloop, this person's online. Just the people on your favourites, just the people that you mainly play with. That would be a really neat feature. I would like that one. Also, online and offline notifications for start. We don't have those. You have that on the PlayStation Vita and the PlayStation 3. It'll pop up and tell you who's online, but not on the PlayStation 4. So that'll be a neat feature along with the previous one. They want a better search function and organisation and filters for the download history and library bar. I agree with that.
Me too.
At present, I don't think you can do anything to your download, like your library. I think they're all just there. What I would like is to remove games from the library that are installed.
Yep. Or
have some sort of, like, fade them out or have the ability to hide them or something. So if you're looking for a game to download, like you think, I haven't played some of these games in a while, let's have a look. Just get rid of all the ones that you already have installed. Or the ability to hide a game. Like, let's just say, for example, you download a game from a friend's account on your console, right? But when they log out and you go back into yours, there's that padlock.
Yeah.
But you might have the intention of buying that game later, so you don't want to delete it. So, because if you have the game downloaded and you purchase it, you won't have to re-download it. But you might not necessarily want it on your XMB because you can't play it. It's just in your face. The ability to hide that game, so you can keep it installed but don't have to have it there until you buy it, that would be a nice little neat feature. Just some cool little organisational things would be good. There's also a bug, apparently. I don't think I've run into this one. A bug that prevents users from accessing the store in certain situations where you'll have to reboot the console to get it to work. That needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
Now, that happened to you, has it?
More than once.
Oh, okay. I must be just lucky. Now, for me, I've added these two ones. Now, the NAT type issues in the chat parties. That needs to change because, I mean, I'm not real techie, so I don't know if what I'm saying is true or correct, but I feel like it is. It's not even a NAT type issue because we're all on the same NAT type. Generally, we're all NAT type 2, yet it still comes up with the issue sometimes, and just leaving the party and coming back in fixes it. I don't think leaving the party and coming back in changes your NAT type.
No, just reconnects, doesn't it?
But yeah, I don't know. That needs to be sorted out because that never happened in the early life of the PS4. It just came with one of the updates somehow, and it hasn't been fixed yet. And my last little thing that I add in that definitely want fixed is that fucking headset squeal in the Sony headset. Now, myself, you, I don't think Weeksy anymore has it, but we use the Sony Gold headset, the wireless headset that's genuine for the PS4. And every now and then, will fucking just squeal in your ears, and you're the only person that can hear it, and it hurts your ears. It's horrible.
It's fucking loud, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's loud regardless of the volume that you've got it set
pitchy.
to as well. And that needs to be fixed, because there have been times where it does that. I feel like ripping the headset off my head and throwing it across the room. Because it's that irritating. It might be 3 o'clock in the morning and all of a sudden you'll just get a loud, high-pitched, screeching sound in your ears. It's almost to the point where I'm contemplating buying like a set of Turtle Beaches or something. Because it's horrible. But anyway. Can you think of anything that you think needs fixed?
There's lots. I agree. One thing I strongly agree with is like the searching online in your PlayStation store and the grouping. Like you've got to go into what's new, and then you go here, and then you got to go all the way to the right to go to all games.
Yeah,
there should be just a game section. A lot of it's local, like share play or whatever it's called. Share play, is it?
Yeah, like. If you play my console from where
a lot of it's localized. That should work for us. PlayStation Now.
It's an internet. That's internet speed stuff.
Yeah. But it is internet speed stuff. But the PlayStation Now could be a download thing instead of a streaming thing. Even if we do have slow speeds, we can just download it. It might take us an extra 20 hours, hypothetically, but we'd still have access to that feature. Pay your $10, you get your 24 hours or your 10 hours like they do with EA Access, whatever the predetermined price is.
Exactly what happens when you rent a movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
That should be possible.
Yeah, I agree. They'd make more money because they'd have like the whole of Australia join in.
Yeah, and with that you'd lose the argument, especially if they put PS3 titles on there. The backwards compatibility that Xbox are now just shining above. That they've really taken up the mantle as the number one console of choice at the moment, just with choice.
Yeah.
But
essentially, I think PlayStation Now is better than backwards compatibility.
In essence, yes.
But it doesn't work. It doesn't work for us.
No.
Because it's a subscription. It is another subscription, yes. But it's kind of like EA Access for us. But we can play all the last generation games with a subscription, or you can rent them individually. But
make that a download instead of a stream.
Well, once I finally get my NBN sorted out, my fast internet, I'll give PlayStation Now a try, because obviously with my Canadian or US account. There you go. All right. Well, I think you've got one more bit of news, have you?
I have got one more bit of news, and we by no stretch of any sort of imagination condone the use of any drugs other than alcohol, caffeine, and nicotine. But I'm so close to condoning this action that this man he's being caught doing. He used a sedative on his girlfriend so he wouldn't cop any shit for playing PlayStation, or playing video games, I should say, with his mate, because all his girlfriend wanted to do was sleep, and him and his mate were yelling at a TV screen, so she's come out and bitched about it. So the next time that he had his mate over, they made her a nice cup of tea with a sedative in it. She didn't wake up till the afternoon of the next day.
Hey, we've got heaps of time in.
So he's been fined €500 because this happened. Oh, I think it's euros. 500 the currency in Germany.
Yeah, probably.
500 bottles of vodka.
Deutschmarks. I don't know.
Dollars.
That's 500,000 Deutschmarks, Bob. You're fucking fired.
So having admitted to it, he's probably in a bit of hot water with the missus, though. She probably, quote unquote, had the best sleep that she's ever had.
Oh, probably. And the bitch dobbed him in.
Yeah, so fair to say he won't need to worry about her complaining next time he's playing games.
Fucking just leave the bitch.
So drugs and video games. Okay. 420 that shit, bitch.
I don't need to drug my wife. I just tell her, you know what, I'm playing this video game. How about you fuck off?
Yeah, well, I don't use drugs on Prue. I use them on myself, steroids, and then just back and forth.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't tell my wife to fuck off. She's actually a very lovely lady. We respect each other, and she gives me my time, and I give her her time. So very, very often, where I'll be playing a game and maybe in a chat party with you blokes, she'll be sitting next to me reading a book or watching Netflix or whatever. We have our own time. That's the thing. That's the key to playing video games. If you're in a relationship, you have to find a happy medium. And I mean, it's easy to do when you've got a healthy relationship where you respect each other's free time. I don't think it's fair if you impose certain restrictions on your partner. So it's give and take, but you can't. Yeah. Like, video games are a medium where you can sit and play them for hours in a session, but it annoys me when I find out when people have to, like a mate of mine that I was talking to before, he was saying that all he does, if he goes and buys a game for $100, he just makes sure he spends the same amount of money on his missus at the same time. So he'll buy her a dress or something. So while he's playing video games, she can be upstairs trying it on in another room and leaving him alone.
Is my ass fat in this? If I say yes, can I respawn?
But yeah, if you sort of being overshadowed by your partner and just being told what to do, that's not good. But if you're ignoring them as well, it's not good. So I guess fair is fair.
Yeah, and you've both got a common goal.
That's it. What is that?
Raising your daughter to the best of your possible capabilities.
Well, that's me. not everybody. Yeah. Well, my situation, I'd say, but not everybody has their daughter, so whatever. Find game in moderation. By that we mean massive, long 15-hour sessions.
Check.
All right, I think that's the end of our news.
Yeah, man.
I guess now it's time for what comes after the news, Red.
What's that sound?
Okay.
I think it's time we stop, children. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.
All right, last week's What's That Sound? Nobody got it. It was Duck Hunt. It was the dog laughing. And if you don't quite recall, the intro to the last week's podcast had a bit of a hint in it, where it was something along the lines of Aussie Gamers Express, the podcast that hunts ducks and noobs. Was a hint for the What's That Sound. It was actually Duck Hunt, as I said. All right. This week's What's That Sound? Let me cue this up and have a bit of a listen, Red, and let's see if you can pick what it is. As I said to you, it's a little bit quiet, so I'll try and crank the sound and hopefully you can hear it.
Oh.
Did you hear it?
Yeah, the end of it. The end of it's what I recognise.
That's the recognisable bit, yeah.
String, power up. Rocket League.
Rocket League?
No. I don't know. I'm just looking at it off the screen. Yeah. I know this! Because there's a timer in the background.
You do know this.
Oh, it stumped me, mate.
Oh! Well, yeah, you suck at this because you've played this game a lot.
Yeah, I know. I recognise the sound a lot. Hang on. XMB. I'm sitting in front of my PlayStation. Oh, no.
Fail! If anybody else listening thinks they know what that sound is, send a private message to the Facebook page saying, "Hey, LewkOne, I would like to tell you that this week's What's That Sound is the sound."
Oh, yes, it is too.
Yeah, no, I wasn't lying to you. Of course it is. And if you say the name of that game, it doesn't have to be exactly what it is, but just the name of the game, then you'll win yourself a free game. We'll give out some free games galore, because we haven't for a while, because people have been scared and haven't been sending in what they think it is. So most entries will get a free game. Doesn't necessarily need to be correct. Just send in that Red's a ranger or something. Or
yeah,
Red's got Red's got herpes. Whether or not that's true, you'll get a free game for saying that it's true. But there you go. Well, that's it. That's What's That Sound for this week. After What's That Sound, we are now going to do Not So Frequently Asked Questions.
I was trying to think of something witty, but yeah.
I know, it's a bit of a struggle. The poor thing.
Eh.
All right, this week's Not So Frequently Asked Questions, we are going to be covering the God of War series. Now, God of War 3 Remastered is coming out later on this month, I believe. So let's get ourselves up to speed with some Not So Frequently Asked Questions on that series, being God of War. Now, of course, you do play as a character named what, Red?
Kratos.
Kratos is correct. You play as Kratos. Now, here's a little bit of background on who he is and what the go is, because we're starting off in the remasters at God of War 3, so you kind of miss a bit of the lead up, but it's not going to be a horrible experience. You'll still enjoy it, but here's a bit about what it is. Kratos was once a Spartan captain before becoming a servant of Ares, who is the god of war. Now, Ares tricked Kratos into murdering his own family. Now, Kratos obviously naturally, and I think we would all be the same way if we were tricked into killing our own family, feels really bad about that.
Yeah, a touch pissy.
Yeah, he's very angry at Ares for making him do this, but he's also very broken by the fact that he's fucking decimated his whole family, so they're all dead at his own hand. So he feels really bad. So Kratos naturally takes on a mission to kill Ares, as he was promised to have that tortured memory of his erased. Alright, so that's essentially the lead up there. And Kratos was betrayed again and mortally wounded by Zeus, who we find out is Kratos' real father. God of... Very nice, I like that. Good call. God of War 3 picks up after the Earth goddess Gaia saves Kratos from certain death. So now Kratos is in God of War 3. He journeys across Olympus alongside Gaia's titans to kill all of the gods. Destroy them because they're baddies. So you're going to see epic, massive battles that take place on top. It's the intro to the game, I think, takes place on top of a big, massive tree titan.
Yeah, you climbing it, yeah, on the earth.
Yeah, and that blew me away when I played that for the first time, because the level is a big, dynamic, moving creature. It's not just land. It's actually really cool. So if anyone gets into that for the first time, I'm sure they'll be impressed.
Blown away, yeah.
All right, so moving on. In God of War on the PS2, there are 2 statues at the end of the game. Now, I didn't know about this. I haven't actually finished the first God of War yet. I've got them on the Vita. But the 2 statues at the end of the game, if you hit them, nothing happens. But apparently, if you hit them somewhere between 200 and 400 times, they'll break. That's cool. Doesn't end there. A code will appear on the screen. It's kind of, you need to decipher the code. I don't know how to decipher it. I haven't looked that far into it. But if you do decipher it, it reveals a phone number. If you call the phone number, it's got a recorded conversation between Kratos and David Jaffe. He's the game's director. And it's quite a funny conversation, basically, where Kratos cracks the shits and kills him.
1-800 Kratos. I hope you've got your baby oil.
Yeah. But I don't know if the phone number still works. It probably doesn't, because it's quite old. But to give the Aussie Gamers Express fans a treat, I have the recording here. So let's have a listen. It goes for about 2 minutes, so have a lovely little listen and a chuckle to this.
By the gods, you've done it. Somehow you found your way here to me. I offer you my congratulations and my respect. Together, we shall conquer the perils that lay before us, and we shall always...
Kratos, dude, they did it. They found our Easter egg.
Who are you?
It's me, David Jaffe. I directed the game.
What game?
Your game, God of War.
Go away or I'll...
Dude, don't you get it? These guys, they spent all that time breaking those statues. I mean, they must have taken, like, forever. And then they figured out the whole secret code thing.
I do not know what you are talking about.
We hid the secret pretty damn deep, huh, Kratos?
If I kill you, I will get health orbs.
But wait. If you got the secret from the net or a magazine, then actually you kind of suck. I mean, work for it a bit, right, Kratos? Actually, can I call you Crate?
No. Go away or I'll...
Don't you hate it when they get the codes off the net? So lazy. Hey, say, Crate, what are you so pale for?
I am serious.
You know, up close, you actually look kind of pasty, if you don't mind me saying. It's kind of gross.
All right, that's it!
Oh, jeez, Crate, what are you doing? What are you doing? Grab it, help! We gotta make the secret!
He was worse than a screeching harpy. As I was saying, you have found the secret. You have done well. Congratulations, mortal. We will meet again.
So there you go. That's the phone message that you get when you called that number back in the day. Like I said, I don't know what the number is. I don't know if it still works, but that's what it was. So can I call? What does he say? Can I call you Crate? No.
There's just no reasoning with Kratos.
That's right. It just stabs the fuck out of him. That's really funny. I like that.
Well done, man. That's sick.
There you go.
Good
That was in the original God of War. And moving on to my next one here. The beasts in God of War 3 originally had visible penises.
Oh, yeah, that fits with Greek mythology.
Yeah, well, that's it. More doodle. You can't have too much doodle in a video game, I guess.
Eyeball a sausage.
Yeah, that's it. But they were added in so they would match the themes, obviously the mythical sort of Greek mythology sort of themes, and considering that other characters had their visible breasts and nipples and all that sort of stuff, why not have a bit of junk flapping around? Obviously, the final version of the game, and they were removed. Poor things, they were neutered. But yeah, so there's no doodle in the final version, but originally they did have dangling dongs.
Just like me pre-marriage.
Yeah, that's right. Now they're all on a shelf in a little glass thing of what used to be. All right, so the next not so frequently asked question, Kratos. What was his original name? It was not originally going to be Kratos.
Oh.
It was going
Dante.
to Dante. Yeah, it's the same game, essentially. He was originally named Demos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or Demos, or Demos, who knows. However, it was decided...
Before a full release, he was called Demos.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, but there was a section in the game where you had to free Demos, but they thought that it created confusion because it essentially said free demos, and people would probably think, what is this, the demo, or... Yeah, I don't know. It was in the prison level, if that makes any sense to anyone. I don't know if I may have played through that, I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah, so it was originally going to be named Demo, but they changed it to Kratos, which I think good choice.
Yeah.
And finally, my last not so frequently asked question, would you at all think that SpongeBob SquarePants would have anything to do with the God of War series?
No.
Well, I wouldn't, but it does. Hades from God of War is actually voiced by Clarence J. Brown III, who just so happens to be the voice of Mr. Krabs on Nickelodeon's SpongeBob.
Oh, well, there you go.
There you go.
Kratos, so glad you could carve out some time for us. You know, we need it. I sense some bad blood between us, Kratos.
Oh, hello, boys. What can I do for you? Why did you lock the door? Why do you have that rope? Who's watching the cash register?
Yeah, that's an interesting. That's the same thing. Like you think. I got to, not that it's anything to do with God of War, but Gears of War, Marcus Phoenix, the main character. is, I think his name is John DiMaggio, is actually the voice of Bender from Futurama.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a cross-reference there, but sometimes you hear that, like these big badass characters and shit, and their voices have actually done quite the opposite in either kids' shows or cartoons. That's pretty neat. But that's all I got for Not So Frequently Asked Questions for Gears of War.
Yeah, that was interesting. Especially that phone call, that was cool.
It was.
You keep pulling them out of the fucking hat, don't you?
Yeah, well, there you go. That was only a quick one. I wish I could have brought up some more, but either there's not too much about God of War, or I just didn't have the time to find them. But, if there is anything else, feel free to send us a message if you know something about our Not So Frequently Asked Questions that we haven't mentioned. That'll be a nice little addition to the show if we can point out some things from our listeners.
Yeah, absolutely.
That leaves us with sort of one last thing to do, and that's for you to tell us all about this week's shout.
Shout! Shout! Let it all out!
Yes. First and foremost, to the entire Aussie Gamers community, a mini milestone cracked out today, 3,700 likes on the page.
Yeah, we did get to that, didn't we?
Yeah, very impressive, and it's nice to be able to touch all your lives with gaming news. Zesty, our friend Adam, he hooked me up with nearly all this week's Black Ops 3 news, so that goes out. He knows I'm pretty passionate about my COD, and he is also, and he passed all that on, leading to all the news in the podcast today, so I appreciate that a lot. And last but not least, it's got another one's going out to a family, part of the family, Snoogans. Did you see the amount of comments on his freaking post yesterday? That blew my mind.
I didn't actually. Why?
Last time I looked, it was 73 comments, so that's fun. A lot of...
That's cool.
How many hours have you put into games?
Oh, yeah, I know that post, yep.
Last I looked, there was 73 comments, so he's engaging well, and we're also... The shout-out goes to absolutely everyone that has been commenting on there and welcoming him to the Aussie Gamers family, and it was really good to read through there. I actually had a pretty good old read, and thought I shouldn't put on my Black Ops 2 stats, which sit at 31 days and 4 hours.
Oh, wow. You know, it's got 77 comments, but I don't think that includes replies.
Replies? No, you were looking at over 100.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. Good job, Snoogs.
Yeah, welcome to the family. So yeah, that's the shout out.
Cool. Hey, do you know what Snoogans is?
No.
Have you ever watched any of those Jay and Silent Bob movies?
Yes.
Snoogans, I think he has Snoogans written, Jay has Snoogans written on his beanie, and I think he says it as well. Like, it's just a weird thing he says. Like, He'll be like, all right, let's get going. And he'll be like, Snoogans. Yeah.
Pop culture reference.
Yeah, that's it. There you go. Jay and Silent Bob movies, good stuff. Clerks 2. There's a Clerks 3 on its way. Good movies.
Yep.
Dogma, that's an awesome movie too.
That is bad. Matt Damon.
That's it. And the new Batman's in it too. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've done shout, so I think that's the end of the podcast. Is that right? Are we finished? Are there any little bits that we've missed? I don't think so.
It's fun.
What?
I didn't hit my contracted quota.
Yeah, is that the only one in the show now?
Oh, I think there might have been a couple of sneaky
Surely
ones.
There was. I'll check it out in post. All right, now we've finished the show this week. So please head on over to our Facebook page and give us a like. That's is it a little thumbs up button? Is that what it is at the top? Let me have a look.
Insert bump.
Yeah, it's a little thumb up thing. Click that. That's really helpful for us because then we get numbers, and numbers mean numbers.
Yeah.
Whatever. Please like our page, but just a heads up, Aussie is spelled Aussie, so Aussie, not Aussie as in Ozzy Osbourne. While you're at it, you can subscribe to this podcast. And go on with it. Wasn't a mistake. You can subscribe to this podcast using iTunes, Stitcher, or TuneIn Radio. You can just search for Aussie Games Express on either of those things. I would recommend using either Stitcher or TuneIn Radio. That's a nifty way of doing it. But subscribe to our show. If you actually click on the subscribe or whatever button that it asks you for, it'll automatically download the show every week for you. and you can set them to download only while you're on Wi-Fi, so it won't use up your data for the month, and you can listen to them offline, so that way you're not downloading as you're listening to it. It's really handy, those things. iTunes does that too. You could use iTunes for it as well if you like the podcast app on your iPhone, but obviously Stitcher and Intune for your Android devices. While you're... sorry, I've already read that. Do you like a good old hashtag, Red? Do you like hashtag and shit?
No.
No? Oh, well.
I just like using the hashtag to take the piss. Like, hashtag just fucked up, said in tune instead of tune in.
If you like hashtag and stuff, go across to Twitter and follow us on there. We're at AussieGamers12, or you can just search for Aussie... what are we? AG Express or something? I don't know. Just at AussieGamers12 is us on there anyway. And you can also watch us on Twitch. Doing some stream. Red, you're a nice advocate for the streaming. At twitch.tv, follow Aussie Gamers TV, and you can watch us streaming our video games. I'm going to be streaming something soon. Rain, the PS Plus title on the PS3.
Yep.
I'm going to stream my gameplay on that, because I'm looking forward to playing that. And we've also got a website. Go to www.aussiegamersexpress.com for our latest news, reviews, and blog posts. That's a nifty little thing there that we've got running. The more hits we get on there, the more that we can give and provide to you guys watching, listening, also girls. If you prefer snail mail and want to send us something, you can do that. We have a PO box set up at PO Box 130, Cranebrook, New South Wales 27449, and that's in Australia, obviously. That's it. I probably missed something. I know I don't do as good an intro, or as good an outro as Sean does, because he does it every week, and I've got no idea. But anyway, I think I've managed it. Now I'm just fucking rambling. Red, save me.
Yeah, Sean does such a good job with the outro because it's the only thing gaming related he can actually finish.
Podcast. It's only an hour and a half.
Sorry, Sean. I don't know. I don't know where it comes from. Yeah, rant.
All right, before we put ourselves into even more hot water and we say Ben Martin's name one more time, let's finish the show. My name's LewkOne.
My name's Red.